Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Pre-Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you for the rest of today's trading session, at least the main trading session. And Joel said that I should call this broadcast the rug pull of the century because we were up all morning in the pre-market, all during the show. We had this nice opening gap. If you ignore the pre-market session on the SPY, and then, as Joel said, they pulled the rug out from under them. Joel, walk us through what has happened here in the markets today.
All right, Spencer, thanks for having me back, or thanks for coming back on with me. We're up 32 handles at 33 handles at 26.7750. We had a wild open there, and we had a pre-market high of 26.45. And one thing I like to do is try buy a breakout of the pre-market range. And to tell you the truth, I did that, and I have never been down on a trade so fast in my life. And luckily, the only thing it was immediately in my stop point when I did it, and I said, "Man, I just got to get out of this thing," and was able to get out unchanged. I don't know how I did that, but we had the early morning decline. It came in quite a bit. Things looked like we were really rolling over, ran back, couldn't quite make new highs for the session, and then we rolled over again. We snuck into yesterday's range at 52 and a quarter, and we're back up at 26.80. I was kind of looking for maybe unchanged on the session. We still have some time for that. Big reversal in crude oil. It was quiet for good part of the morning, but when it lost $26, the bottom fell out. We fell to 23.54. Back trading here in the after hours session at 24.33. Big all range in gold. We hit 1742.60 in the pre-market trading. Fell all the way to 1672. So gold being gold here. Silver maintaining its gain, up 0.8% at 15.29. That's 12.1 cents. And Bitcoin, quiet range here, up $40 at 7,370.
All right, so this morning, Governor Cuomo had some grim news. He said that this morning, 731 more people had died in New York State from coronavirus. It's the largest uh, number of deaths in a single day since this whole thing started. But he tried to put a positive spin on things. He said that they do believe that the virus is starting to plateau. He talked about the number of hospitalizations starting to plateau, though that could also be because people are just not being admitted or not going to the hospital. But the fact that it was the worst day in terms of number of deaths is. I mean, it's not great, but try to put a positive spin on the fact that what we saw the past few days, which was we saw some kind of a plateau in the death rate in New York, and today's number kind of blew through that, but they're still trying to be hopeful here, which I can't say I blame them for,
Yeah.
but
Does
still,
anybody really know? I
no,
mean,
exactly.
and that's New York. Other places of the country. I hope he's right. I thought I saw that things were lightening up in Italy and Spain, and then I
Yep.
saw some other things that they weren't. So at this point, I don't know who. I mean, he can do his assessments of the people coming in and out. You don't know. You don't know, and the market moves on expectations. The expectations today and yesterday that things were getting better, and the market priced in a rally. And to me, also, the other thing about this morning was when we were trading at 27.40 and we were talking about the 50% retracement, Dennis and I were,
Yep.
and then I was talking about it with another buddy of mine that trades futures. And I'm just thinking, well, if everybody thinks that, then it might not happen. And that
Yeah.
turned out to be the case. Does that mean we're not going to go up there tomorrow? Who knows? Who knows? Not going to go up there the next day. Who knows? I mean, a lot of it's going to depend on the news flow. You do have a shortened trading week this week. You got to take that into account with the markets being off for Good Friday. Uh, how are the numbers going to be on Thursday? The jobless claims.
I mean,
Also,
how much worse could they get at this point?
um, also, I was talking to another buddy of mine, whose friend is an obstetrician, and doctors are entitled to this program, and he tried to go through his bank to get relief program, for the loans. And he was told that since he didn't have any previous loans outstanding and no debt on the books, that they were prioritizing those places first. And didn't the system crash for 3 hours yesterday as well? So money is not getting to I mean, there's positives out there, but there's still a lot of negatives. And the market, discounted a lot of negatives and probably over negatives when we
Yeah.
made that 2174. But I think they're kind of discounting too many positives here with this snapback rally to 2750. Let's hope we can get back up there again, get to that 50% and keep on going. I guess a lot will depends on the news flow.
Yeah, so I'll pull up a chart of SPY here, and I felt icky all the way up these past couple of days. I felt icky about this little rally we've been in, and as Joel said, we got within shouting distance of the overall 50% retracement. But I don't feel good about this at all these past few days. So I guess I feel a little bit vindicated here this afternoon, but we'll see what happens at 350 when we get the imbalance data, and we know that will probably drive us into the close. Let's talk
Oh
about luck
yeah.
and coffee. Let's talk about luck and coffee here because
Okay.
there's not much to say on the chart because the stock didn't even open today. What time is the last trade at? Nine. I think it was halted at the open, and it never really opened at all. And Joel, you pointed me actually it was Spinner in the chat who posted a tweet from someone saying that the stock is actually not halted. What do you say? It was suspended. So and that the SEC is involved. So I did see an article that the Luckin Coffee app is now the second most popular app in China, as everybody is rushing to claim their free cup of coffee because they're afraid the company is going under. But what a fall from grace this one has had in just a couple of days here. Muddy Waters is a short selling firm. They talked about this one being a short, I guess, a few weeks or a few months ago. They pointed to IQ as what they think is another example, or could be another example of this type of fraud. So you saw if you're not sure what happened in IQ this morning, that is why IQ made that big move downward down to $14.50. And there are a number of these Chinese companies that feel like they popped up out of nowhere the past couple of years, and
Yeah, I
I don't
did
know.
not.
You
Yeah,
just don't know.
okay. I think you got a lot of the street here anticipating some buy imbalances coming online here at 350. We are now 35 handles off that low we made at 52 and a quarter. Never went red on the session. I thought that might be a possibility, but once again, herd mentality, other people thinking that too. They stepped ahead of it. 52 and a quarter is our current low for the session. 2350 was your overnight low. So we did dig into yesterday's range. We are now powering up here in the 2690 handle in anticipation of some big buy imbalances. 2691 was just your last trade here. So we will see as this takes 350 what way the imbalances are coming. And we did see some big 20, 30 point moves off those over the last couple sessions. Uh, just to before I address accidental petroleum, not good with the price of oil today. Oil putting pressure on the market. Had a lot of anticipations of the Saudis and the Russians coming to agreement. That has not happened. I'm going to pull up Oxy here, but I'm going to keep a real close eye on the SPOOs. And
I've got a 1 minute chart up, which I know you all hate, but I'm
I
doing a
know
1 minute
I will
chart.
allow it. I will
Yeah,
allow it. I
yeah,
will allow it.
just for this next minute or so, and see what happens when this imbalance feed becomes public at 350.
We're going to go 20 one way or another. Let's see here. Coming up, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. tick tock. We just hit on that last bracket high. Wow, we got back to mid range on the set. They're selling balances. I think they're selling balances. We just dropped real. Yeah, there we go. Completely whoosh right down. 20-point move. They were anticipating buying balances and they got selling balances. Not good for the market. What was the high of that bracket there? Oh, we got our oh man. We got to 26.99. Are you gotta be kidding me? All right, back at 26.68. Um, Akash, you want us to look at OXY here. What are you shorted and you want to cover? Are you wanting to go long it? Please tell me your vantage point on here. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What are you doing? He's
Oh,
not saying anything.
that's a
Um,
tough one. Well, there's also a delay. That's a tough one.
yeah, I mean, oil, it just looks horrible. The chart looks horrible. You hit your low if you're trying to hang in this on a swing trade. Boy, you got into double digits. You got single digits. You got down to $9. I guess you lean on that as as a possible stop out point. Here you are trading. Well, you did get a little of a pop. I guess it's not doesn't look as much because it's fallen so hard. But looking at the highs, you hit 1520 today. That was a new high for the move. What do you have? You have a 6-point move there. So 12, if you're looking for an intermediate stopping point and you think this is the beginning of a major rally, you're not going to get back under $12. You'll hold $12 and you turn around and head back up to that 1520 area. It's about all I can give you on that one. Whoosh down there in the S&Ps, trading at 26.68 and a half. That oil going down today, definitely not good for Occidental Petroleum. The company just that was it. Who did they buy? Andarko.
Anadarko, yeah, they
Yeah,
outbid
Anadarko.
Chevron. Took them a while. It took them a few rounds of bidding to get there, but
Yeah,
they
boy, Chevron happy about
yeah.
that. But
So one of the reasons I didn't feel good, I was not feeling good about this rally here, is if you look at what's been leading us higher, it's been, and we talked about it this morning, it was a dash for trash. I'll just pull up Delta here.
oh
A lot of the retailers and airlines have been leading us up here the past couple of days. Delta, they just pulled the rug right out. Literally, I don't even think. Actually, it did. It was green at one point, but very very briefly.
yeah, I mean, those stocks, I mean, it was the dash for trash here. And that's what was leading us out of there. And you don't like to see that. You do not like to see that at all. Um, Delta popped up to 25.85. Was not looking or not trading that stock, but one of a popular strategy used by a lot of day traders. You had the higher open 25.21. You hit an intermediate high at 25.85, and then you came back down through that low. And I bet you if you could caught it short there through 25.21, you probably did not take any heat on that one. Heading out here, folks, we are 5 points, 4 points from the low of the session. Still 7 minutes left. I guess my call for unchanged may happen there. I wish I would have been a little bit more aggressive on that rally there, but that's what happens. I'm not as good as Triple D, who can do multiple trades while he's doing the show, and I can barely do two.
All
But
right, so the U.S. death toll just surpassed 12,000. It surpassed 11,000 this morning. So it's not, it's still going up here, which is why I'm still worried. And it's funny, if you looked at like a sector heat map today, you would say, "Oh, isn't that so bad?" All the sectors are up today except for one. Pretty much, they're all up except for utilities, right? Oh, all right, not so
yeah,
bad. We are up today. We are up today, um, but at least on a close to close basis, we're up today.
yeah,
But
yeah. Open
but
to
so
close.
so right, open and close, not so much. But if you look at those two things, you would say, oh, all right, not so bad today. But God, if you just dig a little bit deeper, I just do not feel comfortable right now. I
Yep.
just don't feel comfortable.
Nope. Nope. And the news flow. Let me take a
And
look
I know the
here.
market does not care about what I feel, my
Yeah,
feelings.
you're taking the market too personal, Spencer.
You're right.
The market does not
You're
care
right.
about Spencer Israel. They
You're
want to make
absolutely
you
right.
unhappy. They want to make you pull your hair out. The market just, and we say this a lot of time, it wants to inflict the most amount of pain on the most
Most,
amount of people
yeah.
most of the time. And that's really the only way we can put it. Work. Someone wants us to have a take a look at work,
All right.
Slack.
Full disclosure here. Full
Your
disclosure here.
long work.
I am long work as of this morning. So
Okay. You bought a
yeah.
little pool.
This
And
is this is
what's your
not
fee?
this is not a trade. This is not a trade. This is an investment. This is me trying to average in a little bit to an investment.
And
Um,
what's your thesis?
the thesis is Slack has not said anything with regards to how the stay-at-home mandates have affected business at all, but it only seems logical. First of all, I've been looking to buy Slack for a while, but it only seems logical to me that business would be good if everyone's working from home and they're having to rely on more technology. So I have a hard time imagining that their active users won't go dramatically higher, or at least they won't announce that it will have gone dramatically higher in the next few weeks here. I mean, we use Slack. Uh,
I like it.
I think it's become an integral part of our business and most anyone's business whose company uses it. And there, a lot has been said about what the past few weeks will do for the future of how we work remotely versus together. And I think Slack is a way to play that future. Again, I've been looking to buy it for a while, and obviously I missed the bottom, but that's okay. And I just thought, you know what, screw it. Now's the time. I'm going to try to scale in to a position that would not exceed more than 2% of my overall portfolio. So
Uh,
it's a small position, but I am long Slack.
did you file your 10K?
Yeah. Sure, sure.
This is what I'll tell you about work here. I like it too. I like Slack. We do use it. It's a pretty good median. I really like to see it just for the short term here. I really like this 2250 area. Simple reason when you went from 15 to 30, now you're pulling back. You have a couple daily lows there at 2250, 2260, yesterday's low, 2292, the low today, currently trading 2365. So I do like that play. Unless the market totally collapses, then you're going to lose all your money and wish you never bought it. But
Yeah.
it's I like it.
The only thing to say against Slack is it's tough to like I could see why you'd be afraid of any business that competes against the big guns. Their
Yeah.
entire business, like if you compete against Microsoft or Apple or Amazon or Facebook or Google, and Slack's entire business could be swallowed up by Microsoft, or Microsoft Teams is a direct competitor. So that's one thing that has worried me about Slack. But I thought, you know what, I like the product. I believe that there's going to be some sort of fundamental shift in the way we work,
There
and
already is.
I wanted to play that. So that's my reasoning, and we'll see what they say on the next earnings call. I'm just guessing that they would have seen a massive increase in usage and active users, but I guess we'll find out when they report here.
All right.
I guess in a couple weeks or so.
Okay, 2 minutes left here, folks.
Yeah.
We are coming down. We are now up only 10 sticks. The intraday low 52 and a quarter, unchanged, which was my original target this morning, 44.50. That's 10 handles away. We got a minute left. Not good giving back a lot of these gains here in today's session. Keep an eye on the closing price here for any issues that you're trading late in the day. 26.52 and a quarter currently where we're trading, just a few seconds left. Who knows how long Unlucky Kitchen is? Oh, I said it again. who knows how long Unlucky Coffee is going to be halted. And I know who it was in the chat yesterday, but they put a snapshot in of that restaurant. I wasn't sure if it was still open or not. So we're falling into the close here, folks. Not sure we're going to get that close from yesterday, but we're sure gunning for it right now. 49 closing on the lows, 26, 23.50. Let's see what we can do here. Just a few seconds left. 26.47 and a half is the low. And we bounced over 50. So we'll see what happens. Let's hope we get some positive news overnight, correct? And have this rally continue and perhaps getting back up to that 27.50 area. But I think you see some offers on a rally if anything happens overnight.
All
And
right,
Akash,
all things told, it ended up being a pretty quiet day where we're down 0.18% on open to close on the S&P 500. So a pretty quiet day out there, all things considered.
yeah, only 100, roughly 130 point range.
Yeah.
So that's way out. So that bodes well for the Bulls. A smaller range here, but don't like the way we're closing. Who's our guest tomorrow, Spencer?
Tomorrow's guest is Paul LaMonica, digital correspondent at CNN Business. Also, a great follow on Twitter at LaMonica Buzz. He's got a really good feel for consumer-facing companies. So he'll be on the show tomorrow at 8:15. In the meantime, please remember all the information from this broadcast is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Be safe. We'll be back with you on Wednesday.